Good afternoon and welcome to the presentation of the new Nauticam Wide Lens 1 WWL-1 130-degree field of view compatible with 28mm lens. This lens is going to be released at the end of September. Edward Live from Nauticam was kind to send me this pre-production version which I've tested. And this is the box the lens comes with. Let's have a look at the contents. You can see that it comes in this kind of mini picnic basket. And the reason is, inside here we have a significantly large piece of equipment, which is built with 6 lenses in pieces of glass in 5 groups. You can see that the lens feels quite heavy, and it is heavy, and probably is the lens on the market that's got the largest rear exit element, which makes it compatible with an extensive range of cameras. Probably is useful if we make a few comparisons before talking about how this lens performs. Little loop here, which obviously you can use to secure the lens, but I found very useful this loop when I was actually taking the lens on and off with gloves as I was diving in cold water, so I could remove the lens with gloves, which I think is a good thing, definitely. The other part that I really like is the bottom part. You can see that this screws here. You can move and position the dome, again with gloves. I would do it with gloves, without any Allen key, so you can actually change the position of the dome if anything goes wrong, or you're changing the lens from one camera to another on the field without equipment. The traditional solution of the iron lenses is to have a small Allen key, which gives you all sorts of problems. In fact, we see on this one even cracked the plastic. So, how does this lens perform in water? According to my first test, it does very well. I'm not sure how Nauticam measured at 130 degrees, but what I can say is that, and probably they've done it from the back of the lens, when you compare how close you can get to the subject and therefore to the front of the lens, there's very little difference between the Nauticam lens and the iron lens. In fact, with Panasonic LX100 I was able to work with the camera 28mm. I needed to zoom to 29 with the short port for the iron lens to work. Something to say about the price. So this lens, as I said, comes with this beautiful packaging. Is priced at $995 plus sales tax in US, and is going to be, I believe, around £765 in England, and the United Kingdom, and something around 1,060 euros in Europe, which is pretty close to the price of the iron lens once you put the dome on. So I think, again, here there was some kind of thought about the competitive product. And to be honest with you, when I shot this lens, and you can see more details of the seals on my blog, interceptor121.com, you can see that I actually could capture in 4:3 format almost a full Schnell window, and I couldn't do that with the iron lens. So in my opinion, once you remove the vignetting, this lens is as wide, if not more, than the iron lens. So my experience of wet lenses, probably this is the lens with the highest quality that is on the market at the moment, and is priced at the same retail price than the iron lens. The only disadvantage of this lens is the size. It's another 250 gram, mostly because of the quality of the build of glass, and the lens is longer, as you have seen in a side-by-side comparison. So you can have a situation where this lens is actually heavier than the housing and camera that it is attached to, which makes your rig pretty heavy in the front. I had something around 1.1 kilo of floats, and the rig was still very, very negative in water. But other than that, nothing more to say about this piece of equipment and Nauticam. That is actually commendable. I think probably does give you the best performance in water, and can be used not only with compact camera, works well with macro four thirds camera, and even with larger sensor camera with compatible lenses.